Adding parts from an online vendor. Some features discussed in this video are not available in all the editions of MaxxTraxx. Please visit scottsystems.com for comparisons between the different versions. MaxxTraxx provides shops the ability to add parts to repair orders directly from multiple online vendor catalogs. This feature ensures that part applications, pricing, and part numbers are always current and accurate. There are a few steps involved in adding a vendor and setting up the online catalog integration. This video will guide you through that process as well as the basics for ordering parts. First, open the Setups menu at the upper right corner of MaxxTraxx. In the General column, click the Electronic Ordering line. Verify that the online ordering system you need has a check mark in the Active column. Vendors such as Napa and WorldPack use their own systems. Other vendors use catalog services such as IAP or PartsTech. If you are unsure, please check with the online vendor to verify the system needed. Close the window when you are finished. Next, click on This Workstation Setup. If you want the user to be alerted when parts need to be ordered, make sure the low inventory and purchase warning boxes are checked. Also, if you're setting up WorldPack, make sure to download the Speed Dial software and check the box to enable the Speed Dial application. Speed Dial would not need to be installed from MaxxTraxx Anywhere applications. Please contact our support team for assistance with that process. When you are finished, click the OK button and close the Setups window. Now go to the Vendors drop-down and click on the Vendor List button. Create a new vendor if needed. If the vendor is already on the list, open that vendor record. For this example, we will use AutoZone. Click on the Catalog tab. This is the screen that contains details about the price matrix used for pricing as well as the online catalog used. This is also where your catalog username and password are stored. The username and password are generated by the vendor and may be different than their normal online credentials. Once the information is fully entered, close the vendor windows. The process of transferring parts from an online catalog to a repair order varies from vendor to vendor. In this video, we will cover the steps that are common to many of the online vendors. For more detailed information, please check with the vendor or online catalog you are using. Open the repair order for a vehicle that needs parts ordered. Highlight the labor line for the needed parts and either right-click or click the Parts button. Navigate to the line for which vendor you'll be using and click on it. For this example, we'll again use AutoZone, which uses the IAP catalog service. Please note that each catalog service will have a slightly different process. There is usually a search bar somewhere on the vendor screen along with a list of part categories. Note that the vehicle information is transferred to the window if you have included the vehicle identification number in MaxxTraxx. Choose the method you prefer and find the part you need. There will be some process of verifying the part's availability and adding the part to the repair order. As stated previously, each catalog service is different in how they display and retrieve parts. In this example, we check the order box and then the Add to Quote button. The catalog then displays a screen where the part is transferred to the repair order by clicking the Transfer Quote button. Within a few seconds, the part is added to the repair order. If you need to edit the price or description of the ordered part, double-click the line and change as needed. You can edit the part just like any part from your parts list. Notice the circle slash around the part icon in the Order Parts prompt in the lower portion of the repair order window. This indicates the part still has to be ordered. To order, click on the Order Parts button. Several screens will pop up verifying the part, vendor, and purchase order number. Answer these prompts as needed for your shop's ordering process. Once the parts form window opens, verify the information on it and click the Send Order button. Once the order is confirmed, click the OK button and save the parts order. Notice that the Order Parts button on the repair order is now grayed out, indicating that all parts have been ordered. You can now save the repair order for later reference. When the part arrives, have the invoice handy and go to the Parts drop-down, then click the Purchase Orders button. Please note that parts order and purchase order are the same thing. You're now looking at the list of open purchase orders. Locate and highlight the purchase order attached to the vendor order that was placed earlier. Click the button that reads Convert Selected Parts Order into a Received Vendor Invoice. On the next screen, enter the dollar amount of the vendor invoice you received. It should match the original parts order total. If the total is different, you must locate the difference and correct the total to match. For instance, if you were charged handling or sales tax in addition to the part price, you can enter it here. If the part price is different, edit the part line item to reflect the correct price. If everything is correct and the target amount equals the purchase order total, click the OK button. You can save the purchase order for later work if needed. If you're ready to finish the order, click either Update Inventory and Post to AP or Update Inventory and Pay Bill, depending on your shop's payment process. The system will then ask for a vendor invoice number. Please note that once inventory is updated, this step cannot be deleted or reversed. In order to undo the transaction, you must go through the process of returning the part to the vendor. For more information, please see our knowledge base article titled Invoice Posted to the Wrong Vendor. When we return to the repair order, the part that was ordered now shows as in stock. The vendor invoice is now in accounts payable or has already been paid. By using the purchase order and post to the accounting, you have a definitive record of the purchase process and sale. Another thing to note is that the part line is displayed in green. This indicates the part was purchased online as opposed to being from your parts list. If the part was added from your parts list, it would be displayed in magenta. Also, the parts order history can be viewed by clicking the Parts on Order tab at the left of the repair order window. This helps track what parts have been ordered, received, or have not arrived yet. We hope you found the preceding video helpful. MaxxTraxx team members are readily available to provide personal assistance via several methods as shown here, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Thank you for watching.